on the Southwest Network of Radio Nigeria. The time is 2 o'clock.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of The World Today. It is a Southwest Network program of Radio Nigeria, the zonal station comprising news, feature and sport. And the lineup today: health workers threaten fresh strike. Stakeholders advocate WAEC CBT examinations. On the foreign scene, Palestinians trapped between Israeli forces. Pope arrives Barcelona to bless world's tallest church. Heart of the matter today is on the need to checkmate the spread of fake alarm, while feature is on Ileoluje. My name is Dayo Adenuga. Sharing the microphone with me is
Olushola Akinrokbo. You can also listen to us live stream www.radionigeriaibadan.gov.ng, Instagram at PFM935 Ibadan, Facebook Premier FM 93.5 Ibadan. In this raining season, avoid dumping refuse in the waterways. Now the news in detail. The Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, has warned of a possible fresh industrial action over the federal government's failure to implement the long-awaited adjustment of the consolidated health salary structure. National Chairman of JOHESU and President of Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria, Mr. Kabiru Minjibir, made this known in an interview with newsmen at an event in Geneva, Switzerland. Mr. Minjibir said the unresolved salary adjustment had remained a major concern for health workers for more than a decade, despite several engagements with the government. According to him, the issue stems from a provision contained in the salary structures introduced for medical doctors and other health professionals in 2016. He said that while the consolidated medical salary structure for medical doctors had been reviewed 3 times, the corresponding adjustment for health workers under CONHES had yet to be implemented.
Federal government says Nigeria has recorded significant progress in the fight against malaria, with no state currently classified as a high transmission area. The coordinating Minister of the Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, disclosed this at a forum in Abuja. Represented by the Director General of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Kelechi Ohiri, the minister said 27 states are now classified as moderate transmission areas, while 9 states and the Federal Capital Territory fall within the low transmission category. He attributed the achievement to sustained investment in malaria prevention and treatment, strategic partnerships, community engagement, and the dedication of health workers across the country. According to Professor Pate, the federal government has developed a national malaria strategic plan for 2025 to 2030 aimed at reducing malaria mortality by 50% in line with the World Health Organization's 2030 target.
The federal government says retaliatory measures against South Africa have been considered as fresh xenophobic attacks on Nigerians continue to escalate. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu said this while addressing newsmen at the presidential villa Abuja. Ambassador Odumegwu said Nigeria was reviewing its options in response to what she described as the persistent targeting of Nigerians. The minister also rejected claims by some South African authorities that many of those seeking evacuation were legal migrants, describing the allegation as false and misleading. Many Nigerians have been harassed, attacked, and displaced in recurring waves of anti-foreigner violence in South Africa.
Nigeria has expressed readiness to leverage the 59 million euros West African Sustainable Ocean Program to intensify efforts against illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing and stressing the sustainable management of its marine resources. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Alhaji Adegboyega Oyetola, disclosed this during a meeting with the European Union Ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Goeta Mina, in Abuja. Alhaji Oyetola said the meeting focused on deepening cooperation between Nigeria and the European Union on maritime security, ocean governance, and the sustainable development of marine resources. The minister described illegal fishing as a major threat to Nigeria's marine ecosystem and coastal livelihoods, warning that the practice continues to deplete fish stocks, undermine food security, and weaken the economic well-being of communities that depend on fishing activities. According to the minister, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing poses border risk beyond governmental degradation, affecting national security and economic stability. In his remarks, the European Union Ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Goeta Mina, reaffirmed the European Union's commitment to strengthening maritime cooperation between Nigeria and supporting regional efforts aimed at ensuring safer and more sustainable oceans.
The renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu has received a boost in the southwest zone of the country with the inauguration of new executives to oversee the promoters of the agenda identified as Renewed Hope Empowerment Association, ROPEA. The event was held at Gugu Arena, Airport Road, Alakia, Ibadan. Members of the executives include Chief Sunday Obishesan, who doubles as National and Lagos State President, Mr. Kayode Agbaje, who also doubles as National Secretary and Chairman, Osun State, Chief Taiwo Weye, as Ekiti State Chairman, Mr. Akami Jayola, Oyo State Chairman, Mr. Oyeleke Olabisi, Ogun State Chairman, and Mr. Akimbobola Akin as Ondo State Chairman. In an address, the National President, Chief Sunday Obishesan, said ROPEA is an association with presence at the 774 local government areas in Nigeria with focus on national development. Chief Obishesan, who said President Bola Tinubu has relentlessly worked towards repositioning Nigeria, encouraged the new executive to arm themselves with the 5 core agenda of the association, which include igniting grassroots hope, healing communities through infrastructure for provision, shielding the vulnerable group, self-reliance, and building the bridges.
There is the need for... I beg your pardon?
Earlier, the Oyo State Chairman of the association, Mr. Komi Chayola, said the association was a rebirth after having survived a recent conflict. Mr. Chayola assured members of a rewarding future and urged all and sundry at the grassroots to support the development drive of President Bola Tinubu Renewed Hope agenda.
You are now the field marshal of empathy. You are the hands that will lift the broken. Your leadership will not be measured by the comfort of your office, but the number of lives you transform in the trenches of your different states.
In a remark, the National Secretary and Chairman of Osun State, Mr. Kayode Agbaje, expressed hope on the future prospect of the body.
There is the need for Federal Ministry of Education and West African Examination Council WAEC to transit to computer-based testing CBT for the 2027 West African Senior School Certificate Examination in view of the security challenges facing the country. Some stakeholders in the education sector made the submission while reacting to a situation where candidates sitting for the ongoing WASC were subjected to writing their papers late into the night due to the late arrival of examination materials. Education correspondent Modupe Toba bring details.
Over the years, Nigeria has battled with insecurity arising from banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, attack on security outfits, and learning institutions in every part of the country. Although there are ongoing efforts to surmount these challenges, the situation appears to have worsened in recent times, thereby creating a tense and fearful atmosphere for all. Just last month, bandits attacked 3 schools and kidnapped 39 pupils and students, along with their teachers in Orire local government area of Oyo State. Despite the ugly situation in the country, it was reported that candidates sitting for the ongoing WASC in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, were forced to write one of their papers late into the night due to the late arrival of examination materials. Some of the candidates narrated their experiences.
Our teachers borrow torchlight just for us to see, taking out their phones, using it for us so that we can see what we are doing. It was so stressful.
The center I write my work, we use solar. Everywhere was so dark.
We started at 7:30 and our parents are very, very scared. Basically on the insecurity that is in our country now.
A parent, Mrs. Olubumi Felix, noted that she panicked when it was getting late and her son did not return home, noting that some parents went to the examination hall to pick their children and prevented them from writing the particular subjects.
What doesn't make me to be afraid so much is that my son was with phone and he has to call me and inform me that this is what is happening and what is going on.
A school proprietor, Mr. Olusegun Oladapo, explained that it is high time WAEC transited to the computer-based training CBT mode to address discrepancies in the education sector.
So if they are doing computer-based examination, very nice. Even not CBE that they will go into a center. No. At the comfort of their house. There are so many proctors they can use that they will be monitoring the students.
A security expert, Mr. Godwin Asakoko, said the lives of the students are precious, hence the need to safeguard and prevent them from exposure to attacks.
Security, that is one thing we must imbibe. It is not advisable for students to write examination at a late time, except in an advanced country.
Meanwhile, the Oyo State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Olusegun Olaiwola, has expressed government's concern over the situation. In Ibadan, Modupe Toba reporting for Radio Nigeria.
The Ondo State Police Command has rescued a 26-year-old woman abducted in Owo and arrested 4 suspects in connection with the incident. The command said this was achieved following a coordinated security operation involving police operatives, Amotekun Corps, local hunters and vigilantes. It explained that the victim, Miss Ogechi John, was abducted yesterday at a private filling station along the Emure-Akure Expressway by unidentified men who arrived in an ash-colored unregistered Toyota Camry before fleeing the scene. Police spokesperson Mr. Bayomi Jimo in a statement says the command immediately launched a joint response after receiving a distress report. Ondo State Commissioner of Police Mr. Felix Ohago commended the operatives for their swift response, describing the operation as a demonstration of professionalism and resilience. He reaffirmed the command's commitment to ensuring that criminal elements will continue to find no safe haven within Ondo State, while urging residents to support security agencies with credible information.
Troops of the 35 Artillery Brigade and personnel of the Nigerian Police have foiled a kidnap attempt at a dredging site in Magbon Village, Mowe area of Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State, where Chinese expatriates were engaged in operations. A statement by the Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, 35 Artillery Brigade, Major Ideregi Akari, said the joint security team responded to a distress call and was attacked from the suspected kidnappers at the site. The statement said troops engaged the attackers in a gun duel and neutralized one of them while others fled into the surrounding forest. It explained that the attackers abducted 5 persons during their escape and used them as human shields while withdrawing through the Ogun River corridor. According to the statement, 4 of the abducted persons were later killed by the suspected kidnappers, while one escaped and provided an account of the incident. The statement did not confirm the identity of the victims. The statement added that a soldier was killed during the encounter, while another soldier and 2 police officers sustained gunshot injuries. The statement noted that security agencies had intensified patrols and surveillance in the area to prevent further security breaches.
The federal government has confirmed the death of 4 persons and serious injuries of 24 others following the train accident that occurred along the Warri-Itakpe train service corridor near Agbo, Delta State. The confirmation was contained in a statement issued by the Nigerian Railway Corporation through the Federal Ministry of Transportation and signed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Funsho Adebiyi. The statement disclosed that preliminary findings show that 4 coaches capsized while another coach derailed during the incident. According to the ministry, 442 passengers had booked the train, while 40 crew members, security personnel, and third-party service providers were also on board.
This is The World Today, the stories that made the headlines. Health workers have threatened fresh strike. Stakeholder advocated WAEC CBT examination. Still to come, Palestinians trapped between Israeli forces. Pope arrives at Barcelona to bless world's tallest church. Stay with us, don't go away.
Glad to know that you're still there listening to The World Today. Now the rest of the news, and straight to the foreign scene. Palestinian civilians are caught between mass atrocities of Israeli forces, settlers and Hamas' brutal rule. A unmandated inquiry revealed that civilians across war-ravaged Gaza and the occupied West Bank are being systematically and deliberately subjected to severe rights violations. The investigation team, which last year concluded that Israel had committed genocide in the war in Gaza, highlighted in a new report that civilians in the territory were also being violently repressed and controlled by the very faction that claims to govern them. The commission chair, Srinivasan Muralidhar, in a statement says violence by settlers is the direct outcome of the Israeli policies that support, enable, and protect their actions.
President Donald Trump became the first sitting U.S. president to attend an NBA Finals game as he watched the New York Knicks host the San Antonio Spurs in Game 3 of the 2026 NBA Finals at Madison Square Garden. In a post shared on X, the post captured the moment President Trump, accompanied by family and cabinet members, appeared on the arena Jumbotron. President Trump's presence dominated the pre-game buzz, and security arrangements, enhanced measures including street closures, back bans, and early arrivals for fans were implemented around MSG, leading to the cancellation of outdoor watch parties. The star-studded crowd included Jay-Z, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Kylie Jenner, Timothy Chalamet, Spike Lee, Fat Joe, Carmelo Anthony, and others who came to watch the game.
Pope Leo XIV has arrived in Barcelona, where he will celebrate Mass in the Sagrada Familia Basilica and bless the new tower that has made it the world's tallest church. On day 4 of his visit to Spain, Leo XIV took off from Madrid, where he had given an unprecedented speech to Parliament and held an open-air mass with 1.5 million people. Before departing, Leo thanked a gathering of thousands of volunteers who contributed to the huge logistical and security operations at his event in the capital, including at Real Madrid's Bernabeu Stadium yesterday. In Barcelona, he is expected to visit the city's Gothic Cathedral and lead a prayer vigil in the Olympic Stadium later today. Excited worshippers gathered outside the cathedral hours in advance amid tight security conditions.
Police in Kenya have fired tear gas to break up a protest in the central town of Nanyuki against the construction of an Ebola quarantine center for U.S. citizens. Small groups of demonstrators who were waving Kenyan flags, carrying placards and holding a coffin with the word Ebola written on the side were demanding the plan be reversed. Last week, 2 people died after being shot as police dispersed similar protests. The U.S. plan has sparked public concern about cross-border infection risks and the lack of transparency from the government about the treatment center. Last month, the High Court said the opening of the facility should be halted after a rights group opened a case alleging it posed grave and imminent risk to public health. The proposed 50-bed isolation center is to be staffed by U.S. medics and is intended to treat Americans affected by the current Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
And now to sport. Joy Omewa scored twice and substitute Asisat Oshuala added a third as the Super Falcons of Nigeria defeated Senegal 3-0 in the second international friendly at the Remo Star Stadium, Ikene, Ogun State. The victory completed a double over Senegal following the Falcons' win in the first friendly. The Super Falcons are preparing for the Women African Cup of Nations finals in Morocco, scheduled to hold between 25th of next month and 16th August this year.
The need to checkmate the spread of fake alarm forms the basis of today's Heart of the Matter. It is written by Fojiat Kashim of our Current Affairs unit.
No doubt, Nigerians are going through one of the toughest security periods in the history of this country. There is a category of Nigerians making the bad situation worse as fake news vendors and social media alarmists who manufacture terrified information for traffic and likes and financial gains. For instance, the Lagos State Police Command debunked reports claiming that bandits had invaded communities including Ibejuleki, Imota and Ukiafu, targeting schools and children, while Ogun State Police Command arrested a man identified as Johnson Ele for allegedly producing and circulating a false video claiming that kidnappers and bandits were operating on Owode Idiroko Road. Also, Oyo State Police Command recently arrested 2 suspects over alleged deliberate circulation of false information claiming that bandits invaded Lamini community in Ido local government area of Oyo State and killed 6 persons. These incidents are not isolated ones, as they are gradually becoming a pattern which is creating a public fear and has become a monetizable community with their consequences. While some of these people will claim they meant no harm, others will issue apologies after the act, which cannot reverse a cardiac arrest, unbreaking a leg sustained in a stampede, or returns several hours of child's school day lost to a stampede. It is becoming a disturbing trend for some people who raise false alarm by sharing unverified and misleading information, especially videos of incidents that occurred years ago in other countries, and presenting them as recent events. To guard against false alarm, it is pertinent that anyone found guilty should face the full wrath of the law, while the culture of sharing first and verifying later must change. Nigeria Police and the Department of State Security Service Media and Public Affairs Unit should be proactive by officially debunking false alarm on social media within 30 minutes of such dissemination. While there is real and fake bandits, the security agencies should deal with the former with weapons, intelligence, and sustained coordinated military operation that go beyond press releases, where the latter should be arrested, prosecuted and convicted to deter others. The media regulating agencies should insist on media professionalism in order to avoid using them as instruments for the spread of propaganda. Ministry of Information and the National Orientation Agency (NOA) should intensify campaign against fake news, particularly as it concerns national security.
That script on the need to checkmate the spread of fake alarm was written by Fauziat Kazim of our Current Affairs unit. It was read by Remy Omolola.
Now, do you know how the popular Ileoluji town in Ondo State got its name? Let's join Fumilola Obagbayegun for the origin of the ancient town Ileoluji.
Ileoluji is a town in Ondo State, one of the states in the southwestern part of Nigeria. According to history, in the 14th century, Oduduwa was one of the Yoruba progenitors, had a wife named Olulode. Olulode gave birth to a male set of twins, which was believed to be a taboo in the olden days, and according to the tradition, they should be executed with their mother. Oduduwa was said to have refused to kill them as Olu was one of his favorite wives. He named the twins Esilosi and Oluwa and decided to send them away with their mother in the care of a hunter named Ija and some entourage to avoid clash among Ife people. After several days of wandering in the forest, they decided to settle at a place called Ite Ijamo, which Ife people said it was too close. The people chased them away and they later settled in Eke Ijamo. Some years after, one of the twins mysteriously died along with their mother, Olulode, and this made the people of Eke Ijamo to name their village in honor of Olu. The town was now called Ileti Olusun Tikoji, meaning a land where Olu slept and woke no more, and it was later shortened to Ileoluji till today.
That script of Ileoluji was written by Grace Ojo.
To end the news in the world today from the stable of Radio Nigeria, here again are today's top stories. The Joint Health Sector Union's Johesu has warned of a possible fresh industrial action over the federal government's failure to implement the long-awaited adjustment of the consolidated health salary structure. Stakeholders have advocated WAEC CBT examination for the 2027 West African Senior School Certificate examination in view of the security challenges facing the country. Palestinian civilians are caught between mass atrocities of Israeli forces, settlers, and Hamas' brutal rule. And lastly, we brought you the report that says Pope Leo the 14th has arrived in Barcelona, where he will celebrate Mass in the Sagrada Familia Basilica and bless the new tower that has made it the world's tallest church.
That is on the world today. Join us tomorrow for a fresh edition of the program. Rashida Makinde edited. My name is Olushola Akinropo, and for my colleague
Dayo Adinga, thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Good afternoon and thank you for listening.